He's got the microphone.
If you just talk about Nick's day, obviously, it was interesting in a lot of different ways and very productive in a lot of different ways.
Sounds like Nick's personality, right? Again, we can't say enough good things about, the way that, obviously our team is rallied around Nick and the way that Nick has done a great job of preparing, throughout the week and throughout the course of the season. I think the thing that goes understated sometimes and unnoticed would be it's not easy to be waiting in the wings and still preparing well and taking mental reps and when you get your chance, making the most of those reps. That's not easy, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 weeks in the season, getting thrust into a game, hurting yourself, coming back, preparing from that. And I think the way that Nick has battled this year and now has gotten his chance and has gotten out there. There's a lot of student athletes that want a chance, and they don't always do as well when they get in there and they get their chance. And that's what you've seen the work that is unseen when it's out there now. And just really proud that Nick's been able to be that guy that's prepared really well and obviously has the talent to be as good as anybody in this conference. He proved that today. It's the way that he can make every throw and make the runs that we need him to make. Minus maybe the really long ones, apparently. We need to keep focusing on the little things and the details. And I think we left too many plays out there still, and he'll be the first one to tell you that. And we obviously need to clean up a couple of things in the turnover game as well, because if we play clean, whoever's playing quarterback for us, but especially with Nick out there, we're going to be really fine.
What was running a bigger part of the game plan for him? Did you plan on that going in?
I mean, it's always part of the game plan. I think depending on who the defense is that we're going against, I think sometimes it's a little bit more integral in what we're trying to accomplish. I think that it also depends on downs and distances. I think there were some times where we needed to add a hat based on what they were showing us or what the down and distance was or wherever we were on the field. And then a lot of it has to do with how good the quarterback is at running. And so, we've had the first couple of guys, Ryan was, is a solid runner, but he was also a guy we were trying to, keep out of the fray. And then Nick couldn't really run very well. So like when we have somebody who it's what we recruit for, is to try to find somebody who can do, add that hat and make an explosive play when we need him to. And that's what Nick's proven to be able to do, and it's helped us down the goal line.
Hey, Ryan, do you guys kind of come out of this one feeling great about what you did offensively? I mean, more than 500 yards, but at the same time, kind of thinking, you alluded to this a little while ago, basically. I mean, it probably shouldn't have been that close. You guys let them do some things that probably made it a little bit closer than you wanted it to be.
Yeah, you're saying total. You're saying on the offensive side of the ball, or you're saying total, like the team?
Yeah, as a team.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah,
it ended up being closer than you wanted it to than it could have been.
Yeah, I would say that to Nick, Alice, and Drini out there. I do feel like we felt like we were in control the whole game. Then every once in a while I'd look up and it was a 1 to maybe 11 point game. One score, maybe 11 point game, and it's also sports and football, and they got 63 scholarships too. And so I think we certainly could have probably put them away a little earlier. I mean, there were a couple of explosive plays on defense that we need to clean up. And then obviously some negative plays on offense that we have, they're a little uncharacteristic of us, and we will continue to clean up. And so just like every game, we're going to take stock in the things that we did well, and more importantly, usually we kind of shine a light on the things that we didn't do well so that we can continue to get better and clean that up. And if we play clean, we'll beat anybody.
And I guess the best thing about that is, when you guys needed it, when they pulled within 5 late in the third quarter, you guys had two great series right there, 2 great possessions, got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we did an outstanding job on 4th down today. Creating some situations to steal possessions away from the other team as well, keep them off the field. Ran the ball really well. I mean, we pretty much had 300 yards rushing, 299. And
Was that one deal?
Yeah, kneel down. Yeah, that might be the poor offensive line. We might have to give them hamburgers anyway or something, you know. And so yeah, I think we need to continue to rely on those things that are gotten us here right now. And I think we're really starting to find out who we are as an offense and what we can be capable of. And we have one more week to go prove it.
Hey Nick, was that the 20 or the 21-yard line that tripped up there? Just kidding. But I mean, were you trying to accelerate? Were you trying to?
So that's happened to me in high school like 4 times. So I'm kind of used to that. I knew what happened right when I stepped. I was like, oh, so I'm going down. So I don't know. I just tried to accelerate more, and I was leaning forward too much because I run like kind of over my. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I run hard over myself, and I think I just stepped wrong and tripped up, and I was like, all right, let me just throw a touchdown pass instead of running.
They were picturing scoring it up until that.
Oh, all I saw was green grass. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna run this one in, and then the next thing you know, I'm on the floor.
Did you feel like you can be a very capable runner?
Oh yeah, I've always been a good runner.
Yeah.
I think this game I really trusted myself more running, and because the shoulder injury, I think I was on the back of my mind. And I got hit there like 6 times today, so I realized that I'm fine. And so yeah, I felt good up there. And if coach calls me to run the ball, I'm bound to run the ball.
Hey Nick, you've got an embarrassment of riches as a receiver there. I mean, you've got that corner throw to Jake Thaw down pretty good.
Yeah.
But on the throw to JoJo, I mean, I saw him out there waving. Were you looking for him, or did you just see him once he started waving at you?
So that wasn't the play call. When he came across the middle, he was open, which I was gonna throw the ball, and then he piped it deep. So I was like, all right. I just kind of moved out of the pocket and threw it to him. Took a late hit. I let that kid down, but touchdown. So I mean, that's all I care about.
Were you surprised that pass went from being intentional grounding to a fumble to?
Oh yeah, I mean I threw the ball. So I mean I don't know what that was. I thought that was a bad call because I literally was turning to just ground the ball. But
I mean, like you said before, just kind of shake that kind of stuff off.
yeah.
Hey, Jason, defensively, how did you guys try to bounce back from a couple of big plays? I mean, you guys had a good day out there, most of the time, but obviously big plays make a difference. How did you guys try to, respond and recover from those?
Personally, I would say as a defense, we don't respond to momentum. It's like kind of just like football. There's obviously going to be energy swings, but as a defense, we're very solid. We have a lot of vets on the defense. We have a lot of returning starters, and it's really just practice. We practice. Sometimes we give up. Like our scout team works really hard. Sometimes the scout team will win a rep, and we know that it's only the first period of practice, and we have to keep making plays throughout the practice. And it kind of just translates to the game. If you practice the way you are, you bounce back during practice. You go bounce back during the game, and I think that showed today.
Hey Jason, now that there's just this one game left, it feels like the season's kind of been pointing towards this thing. What does it mean to you guys? I mean, is it just a big game? I know you kind of talked about it as being a championship game.
So me personally, I'm a graduate transfer here, so this is gonna be my first time playing against Villanova. I've only heard great things about them, to be honest. But honestly, I think it's just another game for me personally. Like it's just a level of preparation. Once we reach this point in the season, it's a routine, and we just stick to our routine. I don't think that the front of the jersey really affects how we approach the game at this point in the season.
Ryan, I mean, do you make this thing any different than what it is?
I mean, I'm sure you guys will. So there's that. And I appreciate that. And I want every game to feel like the biggest game of the year. And I think that's why everybody up in this panel, that's why everybody in that locker room came here, was to play really big games and important ones against really good, sound opponents. And I think Villanova was one of those people, and just like Campbell was. And I think what we've done really well this year is kind of focus on us, make sure that we were taking things one game at a time, and kind of worrying about the day-to-day, and that won't change. It doesn't mean that that there won't be an intensity to the game when we're out there. That might be a little bit different, just based on the history and the rivalry, and the fact that it's our last one. I mean, this is the last time that we get a chance to lace up the shoes and strap up the helmets. And so we're going to be excited for it. We're going to prepare really well for it, and I expect to go out there and have a great showing.
You know, I mean, obviously, you've been around long enough, you can understand its place in history, if you will. Do you really try to push that to the side and, you know, if there's a time later on you can worry about all that instead of making it other than just a big football game?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of, you know, prepares and focuses on different things throughout the week, you know, individually, and, you know, I think that part of it is there for the people who want to use that as motivation. I think that's great, and I think for the people who want to, you know, worry about making sure that they're, you know, assignment and alignment sound and focused on playing really hard, and that's the focus that they need. And so, you know, however we need to get 105 people riled up for the game, we'll figure that out. But I think that, again, Villanova game is important because it's the next one, and it's the last one, and it's our last game in FCS football, and it's the last time we're going to play Villanova for a while, most likely. And so, you know, we're excited about that opportunity, and you know, hopefully we have a great week of prep and go out there again.
Hey Jason, they came in with a pretty highly touted receiver there, and that's Sincere, and you guys shut him down pretty well. I mean, was that part of the game plan, was to focus on him?
No. You know, the back end, we worked as a collective, as a group, and obviously it showed up on film. I think he had 950 yards coming into the season, and none of the coaches mentioned that to us, or at least like me personally. But I kind of saw that, and I was talking to Tyron here yesterday, and I was like, yeah, he's not getting 1,000 against us. Like, he's not. Like, you know, they're gonna lose obviously, but there's no need for anybody on that team to celebrate. So what did he finish with? I think he had one catch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, you know, hopefully next week he can get 1,000. But no, that really wasn't our intention. It's kind of just go out, play our game, and we did that. You know, 21 obviously had some good plays later in the game, but yeah, that really wasn't the plan.
Hey, Jason, obviously you guys will dissect, you know, we'll dissect them on film, but, you know, but the 2 long touchdown passes they did hit, what do you think maybe, you know, went wrong for you guys on those?
I can say I'm trying to think about it. I wasn't out. I can guarantee I wasn't out there the first time, so I really can't speak on that. Actually, I don't think I was out there on either. Yeah, I don't think I was out there on either play. I'm not saying I'm like the reason it wouldn't happen. But honestly, there's, you know, like Coach Carty said before, the other players on scholarship too. You know, it could have just been talent, but usually that's not the case. It's usually on us. So I would look at the film. Somebody was probably like jumped out the gap or had bad eyes or something like that. But you know, I will give credit to him, but no, I'm almost 100% sure somebody on our defense messed up.
You guys will figure it out, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for your time.